Well, hello folks, to a new series I'm going to be doing. This is going to be a very slow-paced one. Pretty much in 2019 and current year, I'm no longer uploading every day, and this project is going to be something new to me. It's going to be primarily post-edited. I'm going to be leveling up a ranger. Spoiler, that's the class I'm making. Jumping ahead about 10 seconds. I'm going to be making a ranger and kind of documenting basically going through the game. If you've ever seen Reptox's videos, this is gonna be kind of an homage to his series that he did as a monk. And it's gonna be something completely new to me. I've never done post-edited videos before unless you count Mush. So I think this is gonna be something fun. But I'm gonna make a half-elf ranger. It's what I played on live back in like 2000 to 2002. And I'm just going to use the default face. As a half-elf ranger, I'm going to be putting all my points into strength. And rangers are an interesting class. Back on live, they were pretty much worthless. They're almost worthless here on P99. They are, by far, I would say, the least desirable class. They don't bring anything to the table that another class doesn't do far better. There's two different gods you can choose as a half-elf ranger. There is the mother of all, Tunair, that is worshipped by the higher elves, aka high elves and wood elves, so don't really care about Tunair. We are going to be following the Rainkeeper. Also, if you choose Tunair, you can start in Kelethin, which is the wood elf city, right outside the high elf city. We're not interested in that. We're going to start in Qeynos. That has a lot going on. So I wanted to use the name Sergi. That was my name on live. The name's taken. This server is like 9 years old at this point. Maybe 10 years old. It's been around a while. It has a higher population than it's ever had. I think it's like 1,400 to almost 2,000 at peak. So most of the names you're going to try and come up with at this point in the game's life are going to be taken. Just start throwing vowels in there or mashing words together like, I don't know, blood train or death march, just things like that. Try to get real crazy. I tried to take Seth, then it's a character from a very good book series. Of course it was taken. So how about this one, Gaborn? You can always hit random name up there and see what happens. But we're going to be starting in Qeynos. That's the map of Norath. Qeynos is all the way on the west coast. Far away from Freeport, which is pretty much where everyone else hangs out. And Qeynos has a lot going on in it. On its surface, Qeynos might appear to be your ordinary average city. It's relatively safe and has just about any wares that you could possibly hope to find. There's trade skillers of every variety, and multiple classes can come here to train their abilities. The streets are patrolled regularly 24/7 with guards from the Temple of Thunder and the Temple of Life, both of whom have launched a war against the followers of Reptox, who supposedly reside and are building a base in the aqueducts beneath the city. It wasn't that long ago that they released a plague that ravaged the Qeynos. But they're not the only threat to the city. The Blackburrow Gnolls have been growing more bold and reckless, launching attacks from their base right outside Surefall Glade. There's rumors that they're joining up with the Bloodsabers, and who knows what that means for the future of Qeynos. But for now, we're just a level 1 ranger. I guess we've just turned 16 or something, and we're going to go find our true calling in life. You can see we start with our first quest here. It's a note that tells us to go to Surefall Glade and find Hagar Sureshot, the Ranger Guildmaster. And it is quite a journey for a level 1 character to make. Not too terribly dangerous as a ranger or druid, primarily because, well, animals love you. as they should, since we are their protectors. So before everything starts jumping around a little bit more, because I'm not going to be recording one-to-one as I play and uploading. It is going to be chopped up and edited. But I figured one of the first things you need to do whenever you're starting out is A, get a better weapon, and B, get some armor. The best place, or mobs, I guess, to get that from is decayed skeletons, or a decaying skeleton, that you can find in just about every single newbie yard. Decaying skeletons, honestly, depending on where you start, should probably be the only thing that you try and kill from like level 1 to 3. Maybe 4 if you can still get experience from them at 3, but primarily because they drop, like I said, they drop cloth armor, which is not amazing. It's the lowest tier of armor that you can get, basically, but it is armor that you don't have to buy, you don't have to quest for, you don't have to craft. And they drop better weapons, like this guy right here. Mr. Decaying Skeleton, I believe that is a one-handed spear that he has. Not really what I was looking for, but it's a start. And I figured I would just go fight him. It's my very first fight. Might as well make it count. Gotta change my interface a little bit. I have 3 chat windows down there. You can tell what they're for, obviously. Fucking bard spam, because my bard is my main. And his songs are always putting out little strings of information. Anyways, my very first mob that I fight, a decaying skeleton, ends up kind of rocking my world here. I just simply could not hit him because I didn't have any skill. Probably should have went after a bat, but you know what? I'm a ranger. When I played on live, I died all the goddamn time. I fully expect to die all of the time on this character. I'm gonna try not to. Maybe I just wanted to open up the game legit. Get it out of the way with the first fight, just flush it out of my system. And try to play a little bit more
Ranger skills
conservatively in the future. Thought I could take that spear-wielding bastard. Either way, that is what I'm going to be spending a lot of my time doing here, is hunting down decaying skeletons and pretty much just brutalizing them. There are also gnolls that walk around. I believe they can drop weapons and armor as well. They will attack you if they see you. They're one of the few things that are actually hostile in the Qeynos starting yard here. There are also the fire beetles and the clicknicks. I don't believe there are any clacknacks, but the fire beetles and clicknicks will gang up on you if you attack one of them. They social aggro and will mob you down very quickly. They're good experience, and I don't want to say that they put up much of a fight solo. They can be kind of rough, but I get my corpse back at some point, and the slaughter begins. I'm going to eventually get my revenge on that skeleton, but not just yet. We're going to go for the unarmed one. Maybe he'll go suicide against the guards or something, and I can get some cloth armor before trying it again. There are also bats and rats in the newbie yard here. They will not social aggro. The rats might, but it never happened to me, so I'm just going to assume no. I know in some situations rodents will social aggro. Like down in the sewers and stuff, you'd want to be especially careful, because they will have no problem swarming you. So the first kill gives us beer, a cloth helm. I need to, well, I don't need to, but I plan to keep my alcohol tolerance maxed on this character. I believe I need to put 1 point into it to train it to level 1 before I can actually gain skill in it. Some of the skills in this game are like that. When in doubt, just put 1 skill point into it and be on your way. It'll raise slowly over time after that. There are also some other dangers in the newbie yard here. There is several named gnolls, most of whom run up and down this main road here. So if you're resting here where I am, AFK, kind of trying to regen, You need to be further back by the guards, because one of those named gnolls will come down and murder you right in front of the guards because you'll be just out of the aggro range. There are also regular skeletons that I believe are level 4, 5, and 6, and then a zombie that can also be level 9. The zombie also has a couple placeholders that are named gnolls as well, who aren't really anything to mess with either at a low level. And then there is the Royal Klicknick family line. I believe Michael's Shenanigans has something on them. If you haven't watched Michael's Shenanigans or Reptox, I'm just telling you, go watch them now. Part of the reason I'm even doing this is because I love their videos so much. But there are Princess and Prince Klicknicks, and there is a Queen Klicknick, who I believe is level 10 or 11. Anyways, once you've been fighting for a while, you'll either get lucky enough to come across some type of carrying backpack from the skeletons. Occasionally they drop little, like, wrist pouches or waist pouches that you can carry an additional 4 items with, or they'll drop chests or something. Either way, once you're full and you're ready to sell, just step inside through the gates and find Sneed Galloway here. He will buy your stuff from you. But more important than that for our level 2 ranger here is that he also has a quest. He has a small problem. If you ask him about it, he tells you that there is a mangy rat upstairs getting norovirus all over his food shipments, and quite frankly, it's hurting business quite badly. So what you want to do is just go up the stairs here, and more or less, this could be your first camp. It is I think a 6-minute spawn with placeholders. The placeholder is a sewer rat that will give you a smidgen of experience. I don't believe it has any useful loot for any quests around here. Might drop a tuft of rat fur, maybe, and some whiskers. Rat ears, I believe, are for a quest. I would have to look it up on the wiki. I think it's some rat ear pie. But anyways, the rat spawns right here where I'm standing. And if you just wait, eventually a mangy rat will spawn. If you kill it, shouldn't put up much of a fight, and take its head down to Sneed there, he will reward you, well, not very handsomely, but the experience is quite nice, which I guess is a good thing. And it stays nice, I think, all the way through level 4. I believe at level 4 I was still getting like 8 to 10%. It may have been just a little bit less than that. But either way, whenever you're just making your way through town at a low level, or maybe you come in here to see Sneed for other quests, because there are a few more that he ties into, you can just jump up here, see if the mangy rat is getting its filth all over the food, and then bathe in your reward. Glorious experience and faction. I think one of the things I like most about EverQuest is that even at the low levels, it forces you to pay attention. Like right there, I was fighting a fire beetle, watching for other ones to aggro, when a gnoll pup jumped my ass. And if it hadn't have been for the decaying skeleton bro there to come help me out, I'm certain that I probably would have died. I'm only, what, level 3? The gnoll was still blue con to me. I don't believe they're level 1, I believe they're level 2. But that's also kind of the player's first viewing of the faction system in EverQuest. Certain mobs hate each other. If they get close to each other, they'll fight it out. You'll see it happen throughout the world time and time again. Sometimes to your benefit, sometimes to not. Sometimes it punishes you. But I think that was the end of my time in Qeynos for now. With 29% health, 24 hit points, I apparently decided it was time to set off towards Surefall Glade. I think I will save that for next video, the run to Surefall, where we will turn in our note, meet Hager Sure Shot, pick up a ton of quests, and begin our path as a ranger. It's going to be a fun trip, I hope. I loved Ranger on live, and I'm expecting to love it on P99 as well.